Hey everybody, welcome back. And it's been a minute. It's been a few days since I've made a video. To be honest, the situation going on over in the Middle East right now has kind of got me in a weird state of mind. So I think it's understandable. I haven't really felt like making a video the last couple days. I mean, I felt like it. I really wanted to, but I just haven't had the mental energy at the end of the day to actually sit down and record something. So that being said, I've got a little bit to catch up on here with the sad state of Disney and Marvel. I could make a whole separate video on Star Wars and talk about Ahsoka and the viewer numbers, but let's just kind of stick with this Marvel thing for now. So apparently, according to The Hollywood Reporter, and several other outlets that are out there, Daredevil is hitting the reset button, as well as other Marvel projects and shows that are basically going to change the way that they put these shows together. Now, I've kind of skimmed this article. The long and the short of it is, essentially, these shows are being created and run without a real showrunner behind it, which, to be fair, I think if you have a good director at the helm, you don't necessarily need a showrunner behind the scenes, like being like a marionette with the puppet on the strings kind of thing. A good director should be allowed to do what they need to make a good product. But that being said, these shows, a lot of these projects, and including the Marvel movies in this most recent phase, are just kind of like lurching along with no direction whatsoever, and I think it shows, especially shows like She-Hulk, where they actually had to bring the showrunner in to essentially take over for the director just to finish it, and the show was one of the worst things I've ever seen on TV, if I'm being fair. It was a terrible show. In fact, I got through first season of Loki, and I thought it was okay at the end. I haven't even bothered watching the second season, so I think for the reality, the reality for most people is that Marvel on television, because this article talks about how they want to like create a whole separate group of people who only deal with television to try to make it more sequential and make it more thematic and stuff. I think it just doesn't work well for TV. I think Marvel works best when you have a big spectacle on the screen, and the TV kind of idea, it just doesn't pan out. It doesn't work. It doesn't keep people gripped and excited for a whole 45 minutes to an hour. It just doesn't have the same effect. Now we've also seen articles in the last few days about Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, being overwhelmed and exhausted, where he just can't seem to get out of this slump. There's crazy things where apparently he's being advised to try to acquire EA, which is insane because that's a whole dumpster fire in itself you could make a video on. EA is not a company I would touch with a 10-foot pole. We've seen this crap with Rachel Zegler pissing off all the fans, the girl that's doing the Snow White remake. And to be fair, she makes Brie Larson look good at PR, at like actual fan interactions and stuff, because this girl has pissed off just about everybody anytime she opens her mouth. Which kind of ties into talking about DC and Amber Heard. But both these girls, Amber Heard and Rachel Zegler, have been essentially what they consider blacklisted from Hollywood, which I don't know, to be fair, if this is a real thing. If let's say Rachel Zegler, after Snow White bombs, which of course it will bomb in the box office. I don't know that she's out of work because Hollywood, for some weird reason, likes to reward these people with, like, they give these people the cream of the crop to choose from when it comes to these projects in Hollywood. Continually, without fail, it's like they just keep rewarding these people for failing. Only Hollywood and politics can you fail upwards. And so what we have now across the pond over at DC is essentially kind of the same kind of situation where, James Gunn is the head of the DCEU now, and he's kind of just cleaning house, gutting essentially what was the established DC cast. First it was Henry Cavill, then it was Ben Affleck, now it's Jason Momoa, Ezra Miller, and Gal Gadot. Everybody's gone, which of course is going to include Amber Heard. So a lot of speculation about who they're going to replace these people with, how they're going to do it. James Gunn seems to be choosing to focus on lesser known characters to basically be the actual foundation of his version of DC moving forward, which I don't know if that's going to pan out well. Who knows? That remains to be seen. But on top of this whole thing with Amber Heard already being supposedly blacklisted, now she's been out there accusing Jason Momoa, her former co-star, of trying to ruin her career. Now, again, these were therapist notes that were released due to the subpoena with Johnny Depp, and they got a hold of these. The lawyers kind of looked at all this stuff. Long and the short of it, she's accused Jason Momoa of dressing like Johnny Depp, of wearing jewelry like him, basically being drunk on set and trying to, mess with her head, which, to be fair, this woman is such a narcissist. I don't even think he necessarily would have had to be intentionally dressing like Johnny Depp. She might have honestly concocted the whole thing in her head and connected dots where there wasn't anything there. That just seems to be the kind of way that she operates. But that being said, with everyone else being fired essentially from DC, obviously she had to go as well. But apparently, according to a recent report, she was already essentially fired in the first place. So what we have here is an article from the New York Post talking about how Elon Musk had to come and save her from being fired from Aquaman. Now, if you remember, Elon Musk has had a notorious reputation for having bad taste in women, choosing women that are just kind of strange, off the wall to procreate with to help, repopulate the planets. And according to Amber Heard's therapist notes, Elon had to go scorched earth on Warner Brothers and have a lawyer basically contact them and say that he would destroy them if Amber wasn't in Aquaman 2. And the crazy thing about that is now his autobiography's come out, and I'm pretty positive he's had some less than flattering things to say about Amber Heard, but at the time, he actually was so hardcore simping for this woman that he threatened to burn down Warner Brothers, metaphorically, if she was fired from Aquaman. And all reports indicate that she was essentially on her way out, that the director didn't want her there, Jason Momoa didn't like working with her, that she was essentially gone. She was DOA for this movie. And Elon Musk, in his infinite wisdom, and again, I'm neutral to Elon. I don't love him, I don't hate him. I think he's kind of an odd guy, and I'm not a big fan of his when it comes to certain decisions he's made, like surrounding Twitter and all that. But he honestly was pushing so hard for this woman. He was just such a simp for her that he actually used his influence to keep her from being fired from Aquaman 2. I mean, that's just sad. Let's be honest about this. You can love Elon Musk and still say this is a horrible, horrible decision. It's sad that he honestly stood up for her this well when you know that she was not nice to him. I mean, look, the photos came out a long time ago where he had a black eye, and it's pretty obvious that she probably did a number on him. Like, let's be fair, she had a history of being a little violent. We'll put it that way. But yeah, this is just kind of sad to watch. I mean, I was sad when Henry Cavill was announced that he wasn't coming back as Superman. I did like Ben Affleck as Batman. I did love Gal Gadot in the role of Wonder Woman, so who knows? I don't know if they can actually reboot this effectively, but we just gotta wait and see. But yeah, essentially everybody's fired. They're all gone. WB has cleaned house on everybody in the DC, and they are starting from scratch. So I don't have much faith in this, but let me know what you think down below. Personally, I think Cape Films are going to be dead for a while. I think we are probably going to be in about a 10-year lull, where any superhero film that comes out is just not going to perform the way it used to. I could be wrong, but just let me know your thoughts down below, and we'll see you on the next one. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching the video. We do have 2 channels, one for daily uploads, the other one for more of my live streams and hot takes. Links to both are down below, as well as the ability to join as a channel member for as little as $3 a month, and that'll greatly help us out. Much appreciated. We also have links to our Etsy accounts down below, as well as our website. We also have Locals and Subscribestar. If you didn't want to support us on YouTube, you can support us through those. Thanks again for being here, and we will see you on the next one.